This show
your balls.
The show is presented by Manscaped. Sign up for 20% off at manscaped.com using the promo code
Dangle.
Yeah, that's right. He's been listening, and so should you.
The Steve Dangle Podcast with your hosts, Steve Dangle, Adam Wilde, and Jesse Blake.
If I would have told you that the Leafs would roll into Florida on a back-to-back and take 3 or 4 points, would you be happy with that?
Listen, I hate this motivational quote calendar shit that Leaf fans are doing. Stop pretending like you're not mad.
I'm a little mad that they let the game slip away, but I'm also like, if you're going to go off of how you should feel after the game, Sheldon Keefe is about as honest as it gets, and he was like, you know what? I know we lost the game, and I know we gave up a lead, but to be honest with you, I felt like we did a lot of good things.
His perspective after the game was the correct one, because he put it in context of the last 5 games, where he said, I wanted to go into this stretch of games and come out knowing that our team can hang with the best teams in the National Hockey League. And I came out of this stretch knowing that the Leafs are just as good as any team.
They are.
That is the right perspective to take from the Florida game.
Yes, but
no, there's no but. You're throwing the but there. There's not a correct but.
There's no. It is a correct but. They blew a 5-1 lead.
They did.
Mm-hmm.
But it's and they did that, which when you take it into perspective, it's like, it's okay.
I like that.
I'm not.
It's and
I'm not one to ignore that, but like, okay, if they've blown 5-1 leads, like when they lost
this year
to the Senators last year. Remember when the Senators came back from like a 5-1 or a 6-1?
Adam, do I remember?
Okay, so that was bad.
The Red Wings came back from 7-2.
That's right. There you go. That's bad. The Florida Panthers, I'm like, well, they're the best team in the NHL. Not that I want that to happen. Do I want the Leafs to be able to lock it down? Sure, I do. Does a goal? Do they have yet another injured goalie? Yes, it appears they do.
Oh my god.
And I think I just look at it like, okay, if it's gonna happen, I don't mind it happening on the second half of a back-to-back against 2 of the 5 top teams in the NHL. I don't mind that.
And they really, man, they killed Tampa. Like Tampa they weren't in it.
They weren't in the game.
They weren't in it. And then Florida, man. I really wish they pulled it out.
Best hockey they've ever played in that second period. It was unbelievable.
Against the Panthers.
Yeah, against the Panthers.
That first 5 minutes was crazy.
Yeah, it was
crazy.
Dominant. Mitch Marner's a demon. Like an actual unholy Tasmanian devil monster. Little tiny skinny monster who just... That's Mackenzie Weegar. He took a dump on his head.
Yeah.
And then
the
next time
have a good game.
The next time he tried to get by Weegar just tripped him.
Yeah.
Remember on the power led to a power play. Now, I think really when you look at the key of that game, there's a couple of things that I thought were a little bit funny. The Troy Brody TJ Brody. I don't know why I said Troy. Was there a
Troy Bodie?
That was a Troy Brody. TJ Brody. I'm tired. It's been a long. I didn't sleep well last night.
Worked for the Leafs after
Did
playing
he?
for them.
I remember him playing for them.
Who is that?
He was a fourth liner from like 15, 16.
Fourth liner, and if I'm not mistaken, Tim Lewicki's son-in-law?
I think so.
Yes.
Yeah, I think there was something to that.
Yes.
Now, I with this, I thought TJ Brody getting the breakaway goal, and then I think he was half responsible for the too many men like 30 seconds later. Or not breakaway goal, breakaway attempt.
Oh, almost.
He didn't score.
Yeah. Mitch Marner just like lacrossed it up the ice to him.
So good.
It was a crazy pass. It was a crazy setup, and Brody almost scored. And then of course you've got like right after that you've got a mishmash of weird penalties that happen, starting with the Leafs too many men, and then Florida gives away their power play, and the Leafs give away their power play, and it happens a few times in a row. That was after that extremely dominant first part of the second period. And I think, when you're in the second half of a back-to-back and you're playing your special teams over and over and over again, you are going to start to run into trouble.
Mm-hmm. You are, and the Panthers got the Leafs scrambling. And people talk about like open ice and 4-on-4 and wacky hockey, fire wagon hockey as that's the Leafs thing.
High event.
I don't think it is.
No?
No, I don't. I think they've actually done... they're somewhere in the middle of, they obviously don't do the ultimate heavy stuff, but that fire wagon ridiculousness is the Florida Panthers.
Mm.
That is absolutely the Florida Panthers. And when the game gets a little scrambly, it gets away from the Leafs and they go through these several minute stretches after playing really good hockey where it all goes to waste.
Right.
And the Panthers sort of took advantage of that. Also, I sent several pictures to Jesse of 5 of the goals that were scored. And there's a theme.
What's the theme, Steven?
There is a Panther less than 5 feet from the goal line for all 5 of them. All 5. The Gouda stinker.
That doesn't surprise me. Where are the Leafs when you talk about that? Explain the pictures that you're talking about.
Sorry. So the Leafs are on the wrong side of their goalie, basically.
So
the Panther is the closest player to the goalie.
There you go.
Closest player to the net.
That's a problem.
On all 5 of them. All 5. The Gouda stinker aside, and 3-on-3 to me doesn't count in terms of like evaluating your team. The Leafs have done a much better job sort of dealing with this problem recently, and the Panthers, holy shit, did they tear that wound right back open. It's pretty bad, but that's what they're capable of doing. They're capable of doing it. I still am not totally convinced of them as a playoff team. Like, they can certainly win a round. Mm-hmm. Certainly, they could even win 2. They could go to the final. I'm not convinced you can win a cup like this, which has been, it makes sense that I think that. I've been saying that about the Leafs for how many years?
Yeah, there's 2 things I saw in particular from the Panthers where I'm like, I'm not penciling them in for a deep run here because we're coming up to bracket time. We're about a month away. We're going to fill out our NHL brackets, and I'm like earmarking, okay, who do I like here? And like that game out of the Panthers, I'm like, okay, maybe a round or 2 because their special teams, not great. Especially on the penalty kill.
Power play is pretty good.
The power play is unbelievable. But the penalty kill, when the 4 defensemen, they're running this little box that they have in front of the net. And every single time a puck goes to the corner, the 4 players on the ice overcommit. And it led to 2 goals directly from the Leafs sending the puck to the weak side where the other guy's open, just swinging it around. And it was so easy. Mm-hmm. I was like, okay, so you guys haven't figured out your penalty kill. And then the other thing is their defense. The bottom pairings of Sherratt and Gudis, heavy guys, but how many minutes are they playing in the playoffs? And then Forsling looked just very weak in several different areas.
He's good offensively.
Defensively, he wasn't there. And then Uyghur got walked a couple times.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, Panthers, you got a lot of great things going offensively, but we need to figure out this defensive part of the game.
Now, struggling without Ekblad.
Without
Ekblad, yeah.
Without sounding biased, because I obviously understand the connection, Jonathan Huberdeau had a night last night.
All right.
He did.
Okay.
3 assists, 2 goals.
Yeah, might I say Hart Trophy-esque?
I was thinking of mean tweets to send to Alan that he wouldn't take seriously. I don't
think Alan would take anything
Alan, I'm
going to
kick you in the chest. I can't. I'm kicking you off the network. You should have told him to save it at 4 points.
That's right.
5's too much.
5 is way too much.
He's got a contract, Alan. What the fuck? Sorry.
It was a heck of a night for Huberdeau, and I think the Florida Panthers are I feel like a little like the Leafs a bit on steroids. And the thing with Bobrovsky was, and I thought this going into the game, and I almost tweeted it but didn't, is as good as he's been, he can be that as bad. I mean, and that he was last night. It was nice to hear Ray Ferraro. I love Ray Ferraro. I wish he was on more of the broadcasts. I understand he's on the wrong network to do that, but man, he's like. He actually is the only guy who will go on television and go, goalie should have had that. Yeah. No other former player will blame anything on a goalie ever. And Ray Ferraro was like, sometimes you need to save. Oh, Simmer does that. Okay.
Simmer does that as the all-time leading shooting percentage leader.
Is that what he is?
He is. Look it up. He has the...
What's the minimum amount of games?
Oh, well, he played a lot.
Okay.
I don't know. But look at his career shooting
amongst,
percentage is like... It's stupid.
Damn.
I don't even remember what it is. But I brought it up.
He played 634 games.
634 games. I'm surprised.
It's a lot of games.
Only that many. I was like, did you know that you hold a record? He goes, the shooting percentage record? Yes, I knew. I was like, oh, okay.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, the goalie thing is very interesting to bring up because 4 goalies play that game. It was awful goaltending by everybody. And is it unmanly to wear a neck guard? To wear
what?
Is it unmanly for a goaltender to wear the little thing that dangles from your neck?
I understand what you're going.
Patrick Waugh used to wear it, and he was a man.
He was perhaps
too much, man.
Yeah.
Why can't we go back to goaltenders wearing the little neck dangler so that this thing that happened with Shalgren doesn't happen?
Well, didn't it hit him in the top of the head? Or did it hit him in the neck?
No, it looked like it hit him in the neck.
I
was confused too because I don't know if it was the shot that we saw in the replay or one that happened previously.
Okay,
but he definitely got stunned.
There's two neck things that happened. One, he got cross-checked when everybody was going into the
Shalgren?
Yeah. When the stick, I forget who got pushed into the neck, and Muzzin pulled him out. Muzzin's the one who pushed him into the goalie. Oh. Remember the little play in front, and then Muzzin actually also pulled him out. His stick went into Shalgren's neck, and he got pushed into the neck. And then that shot, I thought it hit him in the neck there, and that's why he came out.
No, he was stunned, apparently, according to Sheldon Keefe. So take from that what you will. I mean, it could have hit him in the bottom of the mask and, scrambled his eggs a little bit. That's why, man, like it really doesn't take much, even with a mask. So when Dave Riddick used to practice taking pucks off the mask, Casimir Kaskisuo used to do that too.
Yeah.
Like I don't know why. I feel like you should minimize the punches to the head.
I don't know.
You know?
But all goaltenders in that game were awful, and
and they're all good goaltenders.
Credit to the offense, I guess.
Yeah, I mean they're strong. It's strong teams, and the other thing,
Campbell had that one ridiculous.
I noticed a couple things with the Panthers. The lanes were open. You all the Leafs forwards had to do was sidestep the defense on the Florida Panthers, and they were in for a shot. And honestly, that game really could have gone either way because there was the TJ Brody miss, and then there was the exactly. And Ilya Mikheyev was pretty close as well.
Yeah,
and and he keeps pulling that same move, and it still always works. It's great. Yep. And I think TJ Brody tried the same right.
And then the Campbell pad save, right pad save.
That was crazy. And for him to come in cold like that was awesome. I hope Shalgren's okay, by the way. I really do. We do need a backup goalie.
I think he'll be okay.
Unless they have to reanimate the corpse of Carter Hutton.
Apparently he might join the Marlies.
Really?
I don't know.
Okay.
It'll be Hutch, if anything. But Shalgren looked harmless in the end.
Hutch is like Martin Marincin. If he is on the roster or if he's on the 50 contracts, he's playing.
He's the buoy.
He always comes back. The buoy.
He's the buoy. He's the goalie buoy. I also lost in the equation is Joseph Woll, who is hurt. I don't know when he's coming back though.
Yeah, and you'd probably need him to get his confidence back at the A level before you're bringing him to the end.
And Hari Sateri still just practicing with the Coyotes.
That's
Good job,
great.
guys.
That's awesome. Excellent. The last thing though I wanted to kind of mention, and I thought this was an interesting choice, was bringing Jake Muzzin in and shoehorning the Muzzin Hall pairing together and sitting Lyubushkin. And I think if anybody, the one thing that Leaf fans can all agree on is that Lyubushkin's come in and done exactly what he was built to do.
Move bodies.
He moves bodies and he shuts you down defensively, and that's sort of all they wanted. So it was interesting to pick essentially what is their most defensively solid player and pull him out of the lineup against the Panthers and put in the pairing that has been the worst pairing the Leafs have been able to put together this year and put him together again in Jake Muzzin's first game. I thought it was really weird that they started him against the Panthers. It's not fair to him. I think it's really weird that they continue to try Muzzin Hall because Hall has looked so much better without him.
Yeah, see, it worked last year, and I wonder if the thought was, okay, this will be an easier transition for Muzzin, and also Hall's been really good recently, so let's see if it works this time. Considering how many games they have left in the season, I'm willing to try that one, maybe two more times just to confirm, but I would much rather go without it, and I would like to see what I think I would like to see. Let me figure this out. Let me make sure I got it right. Riley Bush.
Sure,
Gio Liljegren, but as the third pair.
Yeah.
Second pair, Muzzin Brody.
Wow.
Brody on the right. You get a spear and a shield on each pairing, sort of. Giordano and Liljegren are like combo breakers, but Hall ain't it, man. Supposedly that pairing was on for 5 goals.
Oh, they before the 5 goals were even scored, they were atrocious though. Like you could see it, and
you can't.
You can't. They were the weakest part out there when it was 5-1.
Yeah, and like big for nothing. That's the biggest pair out of the 3. Big for nothing.
Well, Muzzin threw some hits.
It's so what? So what?
I'm just
It's gotta be. It's move people from in front of the net. Fuck a hit. Throw 0 hits as long as you move people from the front of the net. If you have 0 hits, but also 0 goals against because you did your job and moved people from the general vicinity of where goals are scored, come on. That pair drives me nuts.
Someone tell Gio he can't get away with everything.
Okay, that was such a shitty penalty.
What was he doing?
Gio,
he's old and he thinks he can get away with everything.
Yeah.
it was needless. Like, Liljegren was right there.
He thought nobody's going to care. He
did.
He thought, I'm just going to do this and they're going to let me get away with it. And everyone's like, no, you can't do that.
Well, and as a veteran, like, again, they always talk about the feel of the game. Like, what gave you the impression they weren't going to call a penalty in that game? There were 1,000.
Right. It was so blatant.
Yes.
And,
it affected possession directly.
Yeah, and it led to a power play. It was awful. It was just awful.
Not good. Not smart.
Yeah, defense just entirely from the Leafs.
What it wasn't. It was the second I...
Not good.
What do you call it?
No, because in real time, I was like, oh, it's icing.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a penalty. Oh, Gio looks upset. And they showed the replay. I'm like, you're an idiot. Like, why did you...
Yeah, and what's he smashing his stick against the glass for? Like,
why'd you call it? Huh? I committed an infraction, but why'd you call it?
What happened to my sport? And they started calling the rules, I suppose. Like, listen, I like him. I do.
Mm-hmm.
I like him, but he does do some silly goose things.
He does.
And I would like him to not.
I like it in the sense that I hope he gets away with some stuff to come the playoffs, but that's too far.
You're never going to get away with that, though.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
You can get away with dirty stuff. You're more likely to get away with punching someone in the face after the whistle than you are with affecting possession before the whistle.
Speaking of the tripping after the whistle.
Oh, man.
Beauty.
Yeah.
Do you remember who tripped
so
him?
much happened, dude. There were 13 goals.
I forget who got. I think it was Brody who got tripped because Bunting went in there and pushed somebody, and then the Florida Panthers player came back and tripped him, and it came after the whistle, and they called it a tripping call.
They did?
Yes.
It's beautiful.
I'm gonna pull up the
beautiful.
There's too many penalties.
Trip after the whistle?
Yes.
That can't be common.
Now, against the Tampa Bay Lightning, we should mention the Tampa Bay Lightning game because we have not had the chance to talk about it.
Oh, yeah.
The fact is that the Leafs went in there dominant basically from the beginning.
This is like, man, we're identifying soft targets in the schedule, right? So Matthews has got to light up the Flyers. Whoops. Sorry, I was a game off. What I meant to say was he's going to get a hat trick on the back-to-back reigning Stanley Cup champions. Whoops. Holy shit. That guy was on another level in that game. I mean, I don't know. It's hard to dominate Tampa like that and then play 60 solid minutes the next night.
It is.
Yeah, man.
3 out of 4 points. Like, I'm not erasing the fact that it's concerning that the Leafs have sometimes a propensity to give up big leads. But that's what this team is. And they win anyway.
I'm not going to try to spin this as a good thing, but had the Leafs, like, let's say they won 5-1 over Florida. Oh boy. The bandwagon would do shocks.
Oh,
dude, 6 straight wins.
Yeah.
8-0 against Eastern playoff teams. You mop
since
Tampa since February 1st, sorry. You mop Tampa, you mop Florida, and you do it in a back-to-back, different goalies. Oh,
it would have been stupid.
Muzzin's back. Oh, boy.
But
Jack's back. Oh.
The Muzzin's back thing, guys, I want to see him play with a partner that's perhaps more suited to what he's doing. I'm not convinced that Jake Muzzin is even as effective as he could have been earlier this year. Like, whatever held him out, I'm not saying it's a little early, but I want to see 5 games of Jake Muzzin before I'm excited that he's back, because honestly, his play at the beginning of the season wasn't very good.
So I do have another idea.
What's that?
For their D pairs.
Give me.
Riley Brody, Gio Lilly, and Muzzin Boosh. And that might seem like 2 shields. No, I want Muzzin to be the spear. I think he's good at jumping up in the rush. He showed it with the goal.
He does do that, yeah.
And maybe that's a softer way to get him back in the lineup. Should we get a guy who hasn't played a healthy game all season to be the shield?
No.
Really? I don't know. Another reason you take Lyubushkin out of that game is you have, the conversation is obviously Lyubushkin Hall. And you got to pick one of them, and why not pick the guy who just missed a game with a head injury? You know, I can imagine that's why Bush was out, but I could see Muzzin, Lyubushkin working as long as you have an understanding that Muzzin is the one moving the puck there.
That's fine.
I want to see it. I want to see Sheldon Keefe try a big old bunch of stuff so that he can, for the final 5-6 games,
solidify.
100%.
And I think though, we're done with the Hall Muzzin thing. It was nice while it lasted. You know, grateful for those first few games against Columbus until Muzzin got injured. But at the end of the day, you know, this is a pairing that just does not work anymore.
I'm willing to try it once or twice more just to confirm that, but I agree.
I think right now, this little stretch here is trying season, is what I'm going to call it. It's you try everything you got. Throw out everything you got, Sheldon Keefe. I want to see it all, and then come game of the playoffs, we know what's going to work best. So give it a shot.
And in terms of learning little bits about your lineup, Colin Blackwell doesn't come out again.
No, he's amazing.
No, why did he? No.
So Simmons was
that's
out
for rest, you know. Then he can come out for rest, but he's on the team in the playoffs, is what we're saying. You know.
I don't know if Jason Spezza makes the night one team.
I don't know if Wayne Simmons does either.
No, I think it's Clifford. I think it's Clifford, Spezza, Blackwell.
Clifford's been great.
Yeah. I think you need one of Clifford and Simmons.
I
think it's
honestly,
both.
Clifford's out there. Listen, I love Wayne. I love Wayne. I love seeing he scored against Philly. I loved that. But I don't know, guys. I'm not seeing it right now. I haven't seen it all season.
With Simmons, I think Clifford's taking his spot. Like that's where
Clifford's been effective when he's played.
I'm not taking out Spezza like you guys.
No,
I don't.
No, I wouldn't take Spezza either.
He struggled.
He hasn't scored in a couple months. I believe. I think 16 games. He should scoreless streak. But
he should slam dunk, have 1,000 points by now.
Yeah.
That
but
sucks.
I think that's a guy who's still going to turn it on for the playoffs, and I think he's still useful on the fourth line, especially because it's 5 minutes of Spezza on the ice. That's what we're expecting in the playoffs.
He needs to get like 10 points in 10 games to get 1,000.
Yeah, he's got to play next year. Also, the tripping thing. I just want to clarify that I was talking about. It was Montour who tripped Blackwell.
Oh, that's what it was.
And Nylander had tripped Marchment like at the whistle, and then they were all tussling. And then Montour trips Blackwell after the whistle as they're going to commercial break, and then we come back after the commercial break, and they call they had tripping, and Montour's in the box. Anyways, fun little thing that happened after the whistle.
Do you have penciled in a little conversation about Wayne Simmons and Patrick Maroon?
What do you mean?
So
for Monday's game,
from the Leafs Tampa game.
Oh, you mean from the fact that they were both given 10-minute misconducts for talking to each other?
Yeah. I think that's stupid, but also Patrick Maroon was a little dramatic.
Patrick Maroon is dramatic, though. You've seen him in front of a mic. That's why he's such a fun interview.
Like, just, the game's going in the wrong direction. Going in the wrong direction. Bro.
Stop it.
Whatever team wins the Stanley Cup, generally speaking, is where the game is going. And the team you've been on for 3 straight years has won it. So call it a stupid penalty for sure. I agree.
Yeah.
But the game is going in the wrong direction. Okay.
This isn't the thing that's making hockey bad.
No.
Yeah.
You getting a penalty here, isn't it?
The Tyson.
No,
I think there's room for nuance because I think there were some people like tweeting me going, "See, Maroon said this is why you're wrong about Beagle and Troy Terry." I'm like, they're not the same. Also, I don't know what the ref's doing. Let them. Everybody likes that. Everybody likes trash talk. It doesn't hurt anybody. Doesn't cause head injuries. Crazy.
Right. Sometimes the ref just is dumb and he makes a bad call.
Yeah.
I don't think Maroon and Simmons would have fought even.
No, they're just jawing at each other.
Yeah.
And a 10-minute misconduct for that? That's crazy. It's an overreaction by the ref.
I don't get that.
Sometimes you got to tell them who's got the power.
Right. But it's also not the downfall of hockey.
No, it's not, Patrick.
No,
Patrick's mad because literally, like, if that's where hockey's going, he quite literally does not have a job. Right? Because he's known for that. He's an animated, fun, pain in the ass to play against, yappy guy, right? And he can back it up. I love Pat Maroon.
That's why he got kicked out, is the back it up part. Lots of guys are mouthpieces. Lots of guys
but
yap
he'll
back
actually
and forth.
go.
That's why. So refs, instead of waiting for them to drop the gloves and getting in between them, no, you guys are being nasty to each other. So
I guarantee you that's not where the game's going.
I got a question. Is this a thing that the refs are now looking at? Because Marchand got his chirping at the refs' 10-minute misconduct as well in the Leafs Bruins game. So
that was at the refs, though.
Yeah, but are they cracking down on chirping at the refs and talking shit? And maybe it is the downfall of hockey.
I do think they should cut back on John at the refs. Like, we've talked about this. Like, it's wild to me that players are allowed to go, fuck you.
The open mic incident where he's like, fuck you.
And refs are allowed to go, fuck you, too. And we're supposed to expect, but he's going to call it right down the middle. Like, are you nuts? But Maroon saying fuck you to Simmons and Simmons saying fuck you back, like, who cares?
Yeah.
Who cares?
Guys, I have to be honest with you. I don't mind that they say fuck you to each other. It's high intensity. It's high intensity. So I can understand when people are swearing at each other. Who cares? That doesn't matter. Right. As long as it's not like offensive and like, hey, I'm talking about your family or saying something, racist, homophobic, etc., etc. But if you're saying fuck you to somebody, like, honestly, tell me this. You ever said fuck you to somebody on the ice or even like a road hockey game and afterwards been like,
no.
I did. I used to say fuck you to my friends all the time on the ice. No. Absolutely.
When I don't say fuck you, it's a business decision.
Oh.
Yeah, because I don't want to die.
Oh, that's true. Well, it's also because you don't ever play hockey in the context of just strangers playing. You're always at like celebrity tournaments and like, you know what I mean?
True.
Let's put it out there. Steve only plays bougie hockey.
That's
with
right.
famous people.
That's expensive bougie hockey.
I have a golden jock.
Do you remember when Steve set up that shitty game for all of us at Moss Park?
Yeah,
that was awesome.
So fun.
Bougie.
What a great Friday. No, not bougie.
It was bougie.
The Moss Park Arena is not bougie.
Name the people who were there. Sean Fitzgerald.
And I grabbed him by the collar and I said, fuck you.
Loaded.
Rich.
Adam pulled up.
Rich.
Adam
Wild.
Rich.
Super fucking
Jesse
rich.
Blake. Rich.
The
Steve
richest.
Dangle.
Rich.
Yeah.
Rich.
Mike Stevens.
Mike.
Rich.
Was Mike there?
I think Mike was there, yeah.
Oh, was he in there?
Was he in? Ian Tulloch was there.
Ian
Rich.
Loaded.
Rich.
Millionaire.
No, but my point in saying that is that, like, if you were playing in high school or a little bit later, in competitive context, even if it was against your friends, you'd say fuck you on the ice and then later you give each other a hug.
I think that's fine.
Yeah, and that's why I don't mind the refs doing it.
But the ref has to call the game, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. When the player says fuck you to the ref, it's expected, and then when the ref says fuck you back, I'm like, all right, this is too real.
Why is the ref and the player so angry at each other that they have to say fuck you to each other?
Yeah, like,
because it's high intensity,
that's not your competition isn't the ref.
It's also just a really stupid thing to do.
Yeah,
like, this person is in charge of calling the game and you're insulting them.
Yeah, it kind of like me going to the people that do the ratings for radio in Toronto and being like, hey, fuck you, and then expecting a really good result.
Yeah.
You know, that'd be a problem for me.
You get pulled over and the cop says license and registration and you go, what the fuck do you want?
That could be a problem.
Weirdly it goes weird.
Strangely, that can go bad.
Weirdly, all of a sudden, you get 5 other tickets. Yeah, you just shouldn't do it.
No.
I don't know. It just feels like a bad business move.
It does.
Yeah.
It does. And so I feel like, listen.
It was a dumb call.
It was a dumb call. That was stupid. But I don't believe. Here's the thing. We tend to take minuscule events and extrapolate them and going, this is the new reality now. And it's not. Relax. And don't worry. Hockey is still tough. It's still violent.
There were 13 goals last night and they were all Michigan's. All of them, because that's the only way the goals are scored now. What happened to my sport? It's happened like 5 times ever.
Why did Eric Shalgren allow Radko Gudas to take a slap shot from inside the blue line and it went in?
It's the same reason the fucking Bobrovsky goal went in.
He lost his posts.
He lost his posts.
He just went for a little drift.
Oh.
A little drift this way, and Spencer Knight did it. I can't remember if he did it in this game, but I'm pretty sure he did it in the last one between the Leafs and Panthers. They just go for a little drift.
Don't you sort of wish that it was anybody but Radko Gudas? Only because he threw such a tantrum with the water bottles last time. I was like, man, I just hope they keep clowning that guy because you can get under his skin. And you can make him do stupid shit.
Career shorthanded goal.
Oh,
fuck off.
12 years in the NHL. and he just fucking blasted.
And he lined Tavares the fuck.
Oh, yeah.
He did.
And Tavares just let up in time.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Just let
They're
up
really,
in time.
It's interesting. That's a couple teams now that have really gone after Tavares. That's the Bruins.
Because he doesn't care.
And now the Florida Panthers as well. And Gudas has done that a couple times to Tavares. I'm not saying he shouldn't. Because if I was a Florida Panther fan, I'd be like, hell yeah, go after him. But like, not in a dirty way, but like they're trying to get under his skin. Marchand was dirty. It was like, how many cross-checks can I throw at his waist?
Right. But, okay, so don't take this the wrong way, Mr. Tavares. But if I'm the Leafs, cool.
Why is that?
Okay, I know he's the captain, and there's like, oh, yeah, we're going to go after their captain. Okay, the more you go after Tavares, that means the more you leave the top line alone.
Yeah.
Which is stupid. Which is really dumb because they're just going to pants you.
They're going after a guy who can take it.
Yes.
That's what I really like, because they can't go after Matthews. Like, that'd be awful. They can't go after Marner. Like, Willie, I don't know if he could take all that abuse. And Bunting's going to bite back. So Tavares is the guy who can take it, and I'm happy that he's getting it.
You go after Matthews, the next shift, someone has to come out and beat the shit out of him.
Right.
You go after Tavares, he just takes it.
Mm-hmm. And he'll fight back a little.
Yeah, like, man. When did he become underrated? Like
Tavares?
JT?
Yes. Like
I don't, because everybody hates him this year for some reason.
Well,
Yeah,
and it's the contract, right? So overpaid does not mean overrated.
Okay.
There is a difference.
I think there's a segment who will never be happy with Tavares because he's never going to be $11 million of production for them.
Okay, he's still got 67 points.
And he's extremely strong defensively. That is production, is it not?
And he's strong in front of the net.
He's got 42 assists this year already.
Yes. Yeah, well, and that's another thing. When you're a goal scorer, you need to have a certain amount of goals, and they ignore that.
So he's got 25 of those. Is that not enough?
No.
Right. The point per game thing is interesting because of something the CJ show brought up. There are currently 46 players in the National Hockey League who are averaging a point per game this season.
Minimum how many games played?
I think a whole bunch.
Mm.
Yeah. It's like minimum 40 games or something like that. So the point, because scoring is so far up, it's the highest scoring season in more than 25 years because scoring is so high up.
Hooray! We did it.
We have to recalibrate where we think like the production is in the amount of how valuable that player is. Because, okay, JT's a point per game, but there are also 45 other guys that you're slotting in for that, and their price point is a guy who makes $3 million also point per game. So like I get the contract thing. I get it because he's not going to be $11 million of production, but the contract thing needs to be taken in context because that's the price it takes to sign John Tavares in free agency 3 years
before
or 4
the
years
pandemic.
ago. Yes.
Before the
that was the cost of doing business, and you have to recalibrate when you're calculating, is JT worth it? It's yes, because that's what it costs.
All those big D-man contracts from the summer, Nurse, Werenski, Makar, McAvoy, Fox, all of those are double digits if the world doesn't stop. But the world stopped. So
Yeah.
I don't know. It is what it is.
Raise the salary cap a little. Go back to free agency. See the other people who are bidding and the discount that the Leafs got. And you're like, oh, this whole thing makes sense. Also, he's a top, 30 player in the NHL. Like, he's on the first line on half the teams in this league. Come on.
No,
I don't get it.
Overpaid does not mean overrated.
Right.
And slightly overpaid at that.
Yeah.
Slightly. Remember that the defensive impacts of John Tavares, how many times they've thrown him out there in defensive situations, he always starts from the defensive zone. If it's a tough faceoff, he's taking it. Now Matthews is starting to take over that role because he wins faceoffs like at an astonishing rate now, which is great.
Does he score at a 70-goal pace without John Tavares?
I think we saw the answer against Montreal in the playoffs last year.
Ooh, harsh, but fair.
I'm not trying to be mean, but like the Leafs that was devastating.
It made it so much easier to focus on him.
Yes.
Yeah, it made...
like, what does Phil Deneau do if he's got Matthews and Tavares?
It's so much harder. It's a much, much harder gig.
And he did his job, and he got his $36 million because of it.
Yeah, two of those games that Montreal won in the comeback were in Toronto.
Yeah.
And if Sheldon Keefe has both to play with, I'm sorry.
Doesn't happen.
Yeah,
it doesn't happen, but it did.
We forget the original structure of this team is Matthews, Tavares, Kadri. Like, they were supposed to be a three-headed monster, and that structure was supposed to lessen the blow on each of them. And what we have now is the two, and it has the exact same impact, just to a lesser extent. Tavares being there helps Matthews. Matthews being there helps Tavares.
And I'll be honest with you, David Kampf is scoring the most goals he's ever scored in his entire life. He's got like 6 or 7.
Yeah. He's been great. If I'm Nazem Kadri and you call me this summer and you offer me Matt Duchene's exact contract, I spit in your face.
Oh no, he's gonna make 9.5. He's gonna make Kucherov money. And it's gonna be to a team like Philly, who, and this is not an indictment on Kadri, the player. Kadri's amazing, and I love him, and I wish he was still here. But Philly's dumb, and they're gonna. And then here's the thing: they're gonna go throw a bunch of money at him, be like, "See, problem solved."
Well, you have to overpay the top UFA.
You do, and Naz is the guy. And I'm excited for him. I think it'll be great. I do worry about the kind of pressure he's going to be on if he ends up in Philly, because they were talking about that on 31 or 32 Thoughts or whatever it's called now. 32 Thoughts. It's gone from 30 to 31 to 32 in my.
They're going back down to 31.
We're going to go to 28 Thoughts. I think the thing about Kadri is that, like, if he goes in there with a contract like that on a team that Chuck Fletcher created, you're asking for disaster. And I feel bad for him because he's got all the pieces around him to be able to be him in Colorado.
You're not going to be able to surround him with McKinnon and Rantanen and
100%. And Cale Makar feeding him the pucks. And let's Sam Girard. We talk a little more about Sam Girard?
Yeah, there's another guy who just gets completely
JT Compher, best player in the league.
There it is. I bet he's a guy that you picked up in the NHL.
Didn't he get traded? No, it's Tyson.
No, he's still there. Steve Dangle Glynn. Yes. May I ask you your honest opinion on Chuck Fletcher?
He's not so good at this GM thing.
Steve, he started GMing at 25. He was the AGM in Florida.
What a wunderkind.
What do you trust his ability to put together a great roster next year?
Here, can I have the mic again? No.
Well, if listen, I keep hearing from people. Flyers fans, by the way, are the most aware of how bad they are.
Oh, yeah.
I just want to say, there's not a single Flyers fan that's reached out and been like, you guys are wrong. Not one.
Oh, the difference between Flyers fans and New Jersey fans?
Oh, my God.
And like, the Flyers are bad, and Flyers fans, yes. And the Devils are bad, and they go, just you wait! And maybe you're right.
Our trade's coming in.
I mean, it might.
Yeah, maybe.
Hughes is out for the rest of the year, right? Is that what it's
yeah.
And you know, remember when the Leafs were that bad and JVR broke his ankle and they're like, you're just not going to play.
Yo, but the Leafs did it like 3 months out. Like it was,
He's like, I could be back in a month. They're like, nah.
Loophole, you're done probably forever. And I think Bozak for a while, you're done. Like they had nobody by the end of the season.
Listen, let's talk about Magic Spoon. 0 grams of sugar.
Whoa. You want Jesse and I to handle this, or this might be too spicy?
There's a lot.
Does talking about it burn your tongue?
No, because Magic Spoon is easy on my stomach.
Okay.
0 grams of sugar, 13 to 14 grams of protein, and 4 net grams of carbs in each serving. Only 140 calories per serving. If I'm keto, if I'm gluten free, if I'm grain free, if I'm soy free, if I'm low carb, it's fine. They got options for you.
Oh, wow.
That's right.
Try their new habanero hoops.
They don't have
habanero hoops.
Listen, there's nothing wrong with saying that the cereal that I used to love growing up, sugar and all that stuff, upsets my stomach, because it does. It does upset my stomach. More than spicy stuff upsets your stomach.
You can say that, or you could say it's a little too spicy for me.
Anyway, I can't be eating that kind of stuff anymore, right? And that's why you want to try Magic Spoon. They've got blueberry, maple waffle, cookies and cream, peanut butter, fruity frosted. There's a whole bunch of different flavors, and you can make your own box. Go to magicspoon.com, promo code STP to grab a custom bundle of cereal, and make sure you use that promo code STP at checkout for $5 off. Go to magicspoon.com/STP to grab a custom bundle of cereal, and be sure to use our promo code
STP.
Yes, at checkout to save $5 off your order. Now, here's the thing. Magic Spoon is confident. Magic Spoon has got its chest out.
It might slap you at the Oscars.
It might slap you. No, it will not. Magic Spoon will not do that. But they're very confident in their product. So confident that they'll give you 100% happiness guarantee. So if you don't like it for any reason, they will refund your money. No questions asked. And no jokes about your family members. Remember, get your next delicious bowl of guilt-free cereal at magicspoon.com/STP and use the code
STP
to save $5 off. Thank you, Magic Spoon. And thank you, Steve, for remembering the promo code. Look at you.
I'm so smart. I'm just really smart.
This show is presented by Manscaped. I told you that off the top, but you should know it again. Sign up for 20% off at manscaped.com using the promo code DANGLE. Splish splash. I was taking a bath, and I noticed I have beautiful hairless balls.
Are we going to get sued for that?
No, that's actually the script. Usually I go off script, but I had to read that one. Our friends at Manscaped, the global leader in below-the-waist hygiene.
That came in the script?
Yep.
Show me that.
That's the script.
Manscaped.
Yeah. See, it's right there. Splash, I was taking a bath. It's in the script. Now.
They're awesome.
They are the world leader in below-the-waist hygiene, and they are turning men's shower dreams into their favorite routine with the all-new Ultra Premium Collection. This is an all-in-one hygiene skin and hair bundle that is designed to upgrade the everyday man's shower routine from head to toe. Your skin, your hair, your balls, they all deserve this. Save big boy, your big boy, by going to manscaped.com for 20% off and free shipping. Use that promo code DANGLE. Now,
I'm happy for you, man. You
as
seem
the
really
week
jacked about
listen,
this.
as the week goes on, we're going to be talking about what this all entails, right? Because it's like, as the week's going, because there's so much here. I can't get through it in all one spot.
Not anymore, there isn't.
But
you're talking about in the script.
That's right.
Sorry, I thought you meant on your balls.
Get 20% off and free shipping with the code DANGLE at manscaped.com. That's 20% off and free shipping with the code DANGLE at manscaped.com. It's time to get wet and clean with your new Manscaped shower routine.
Balls.
Jesse, can you bring up the audio that we were looking for this morning? Not the edited one, because it was a bad edit. Please do not play that.
All they did was put music behind it.
No, it's not the best.
God.
I didn't get it. Where's that sound effect from anyway?
TikTok.
Bad Girls Club.
Oh, it's the Bad Girls Club sound effect. If you're on TikTok, you know what I'm talking about.
I'm right. Jesse's more right.
Oh, the tweet you sent me says something went wrong.
Oh, no. What?
It worked.
Oh, there you
There
go.
we
We
go.
got it. We got it.
So,
do
should
you
we
want to set it
let
up?
me set it up. Let me set it up.
Yeah.
Brendan Gallagher, post-game, Ottawa-Montreal. And by the way, Ottawa-Montreal is always a fun game to watch because they do hate each other as well. And
Underrated
this year,
rivalry.
underrated.
Yeah.
And the thing is, this year, they're both about in the same spot. They both kind of suck. So it's kind of, when two teams suck and they hate each other, always an entertaining game. And they both have people on each side who are a pain in the ass. I'm thinking Tkachuk. I'm thinking Gallagher.
Mm-hmm.
There are hard hitters, pain in the ass players. It's always fun. And last night was no different. Here's Gallagher on Tim Stütz.
Actually, what the hell happened with Stütz the other day?
You know what? When I was 10 years old, our coach had a rule. If you lay on the ice, and we didn't have trainers, if the coach had to come on the ice and get you, you're too hurt to play. You had to sit for minimum 3 shifts. He's a great player. Played against him for 2-3 years now. More than half the games we've played against him, he's laid on the ice, and he's right back out there next shift. He lays on the ice. He acts like he's hurt. He sells the call. He's on the ice that same power play. It's, there's kids watching. We're role models. If I was a teammate of his, I'd tell him to smarten up. It's just not a good look. Very talented player, very good player. He needs to stop laying on the ice. It's embarrassing.
Two things there.
Please.
Number one, I listened to this clip last night, and all I could think of was it was a Team Canada World Junior Camp in August 2010 in St. John's, Newfoundland.
Okay.
And they had all just run a modified version of the beep test. And Tyler Seguin won his heat. So I walked up to him with a microphone, to which he responded, "Are you fucking kidding me?"
That's amazing. Like, what were you going to do?
Are you fucking kidding me?
That's a story you've never told before.
Yeah, he was dying. He could. And you know what sucks? So he was in the first heat. He set the record, like the Nike record for whatever that version of the beep test is. The second heat, the record was broken.
Oh, no.
By Brandon Manning.
Brandon Manning.
I think it was. Anyway,
the guy almost ended Connor McDavid's career.
I think it might have been, or his brother.
Sorry, the second thing?
The second thing, the second Brendan Gallagher's career is over, get him on TV.
He needs a podcast.
Get him on TV.
Do you know a network that might hire him for a podcast?
Yo, I'd forget what team he played for sure.
Man.
We have enough Montreal scum on this network as it is.
It's true.
Let's go.
More scum. I think
a panel of him, Julian, Berkshire, and Karel Amard.
I think the thing about it is he's right.
Oh yeah.
Like, he's absolutely right. Stützle does do this. And I'm reminded of something that happened in the fall where, remember, he he like yelled at the ref from the penalty box.
Not smart.
And like had an absolute meltdown in the penalty box because he was called for diving and it was a full-blown embellishment. This guy does this. Now, I'm not saying it's not effective because it obviously gets him the penalties he wants. But at a certain point, people are going to take notice and they are going to, like, to be honest, like what's anybody in Ottawa going to say? Or what's any like Ottawa Senators player going to say? Oh, no, he doesn't. He does do this. This is it. Tim Stützle does it the way Nazem Kadri did it for the Leafs. He, led the league in penalties drawn. Remember that?
Yes.
And then never got a call again.
It's like it completely dried up.
It's one of those things where I have to be honest with you. I kind of like that he said it. I think it's nice when people call it out.
So I'm of two minds.
Okay.
One, he's going to be God's gift to broadcasting and podcasting if he ever decides to. Two, I don't think this helps him as a player.
Gallagher?
Yeah.
Why?
Okay, so he's talking about a teammate needs to pull Stützle aside and talk some sense into him. And he's right. A teammate needs to take Brendan Gallagher aside and go, listen, it doesn't matter that you're right. It doesn't matter that you're right. You think he's winning hearts and minds of the guys wearing black and white stripes with this shit?
You mean Gallagher?
Yeah.
No, but he's winning blue and red.
Oh, so what? So what?
So what?
You had those guys anyway. Your teammates like you anyway.
Don't listen. Montreal hasn't had a lot to cheer for this year. Lately, they have.
Yeah.
But like, you look at, if I'm a Montreal Canadiens fan this morning, my victory this season is him going, hey, this kid, stupid.
Absolutely. But he talks about calls and decisions a lot. And I find myself watching him and the things that he's saying, and I find very little to criticize because he's right. And I'm here to tell him it does not matter.
I'm on the complete opposite side.
I think he did the right thing.
One, Brendan Gallagher did the right thing. He's telling the truth. Tim Stützle likes to embellish calls. Two, putting this narrative out there puts the eyes on Stütz.
It does. Oh, it'll definitely affect Tim Stützle.
Mm-hmm.
It will. So he accomplished that goal for sure. But
I think that's the only goal.
Yeah, but I don't think this guy, for a veteran in this league who wears a letter, Gallagher probably doesn't get the benefit of the doubt that other guys of his tenure wearing letters get.
Okay, and
because I think he pisses
change.
people off.
That's not going to change. Him doing this doesn't change that. Brendan Gallagher can't say anything for the rest of his career that's going to affect any change on how people feel about Brendan Gallagher. His narrative is cemented, I think, and how he's going to get his calls. Like, it's done. The refs know what they think. He's changing the narrative on a young guy coming into the league who's just been in the league for a couple of years now. And now for the rest of his career, we can tie it to this Gallagher clip where he's speaking the truth about him. And every time there's a play on the ice, we can be like, Stütz, Timmy Stütz, we know.
And disagreeing with myself, one of the responses I saw to the video of Gallagher, someone who was a huge fan of what he said, Tim Peel, who was reffing the NHL last year.
What did Peel say?
Adam, can
I'm
you bring
looking
it up?
yeah.
He's looking it up.
Just
right
something
now. I don't remember, but it was
yeah,
it was complimentary. And I mean, he liked it.
I love Brendan Gallagher. Plays the game the right way. Never takes a shift off.
There it is. Oh. So he reffed in the NHL last year. I'm sure he's still got ref friends. I'm sure he texted it and emailed it to them.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he did win hearts and minds there. So see, when everyone isolates the first thing that I said and they go, Steve is wrong. How about we had a nuanced discussion and I was both wrong and right?
Possible.
And please go outside.
Sorry, impossible.
I was looking at some of the tweets of people pulling up Gallagher clips of him embellishing calls. Oh, it's funny. But like, I'm sure you could put together a highlight reel clip of anybody doing that.
It absolutely takes one to know one.
Yeah.
And that is, I think part of the original thing that I said with Brendan Gallagher is, he hasn't come into this league and been just so easy to deal with the whole time.
Right, yeah. Right. You're very right about that.
You know what I mean? But I think it does take one to know one.
Yeah.
Sometimes I wonder if a guy like him would be an interesting fit working with the NHL in some capacity.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know about Department of Player Safety, but like rule consultants. Like I don't.
They have the competition committee is the name of the people who make the rules changes.
Yeah, like I don't know who's on it. I don't know if he's already in it, but I think he'd be a good fit.
He would.
That's
now,
interesting.
I like it too because I think, if you're Brendan Gallagher, you're sowing seeds of dissension in the Ottawa Senators.
Interesting.
Because there are going to be people. I mean, you put 20 people in the room, getting them to agree on everything that would be insane.
Oh,
there's people on the Senators who are like, he's probably right. I don't want to say that out loud yet, but maybe in a moment of anger, they do.
Yeah, I think there are NHL teams that hate each other and then they hit the ice and they're fine. But
yes, I think several Leafs teams have hated each other.
Yeah,
and
the
hit the ice and they're terrible.
Like looking at like who they got now, like Josh Norris just hit 30 goals.
Mm-hmm.
He's the first. Mm-hmm. Oh, let's do trivia on that. Who are the last two Sens players to score 30 goals?
Drake Batherson came back, by the way. Shout out Drake Batherson.
Oh, it's nice. That's nice.
Last two?
Yes.
Was it in the same season?
Yes.
Hoffman?
I can give you the year if you'd like it.
17.
Nope.
18?
Nope.
Okay,
Way
what year?
back.
What year?
11-12.
Oh, shit. Alfredson.
11-12, put two.
Alfredson Heatley?
Spezza?
Steve's guess is Alfredson Spezza. Who's your
Alfredson
guess?
Heatley? Was he still there?
I don't know.
No, he was gone by then, wasn't he?
No, he was on the Sharks. Because Canada had the
hang on.
all Sharks line.
What was that? Okay, so Alfredson for sure.
It's going to be someone stupid.
Who? There was some dumb. Was it? Who did they trade for Broussard that ended up being a really stupid?
Zibanejad.
Could it be Zibanejad?
I don't think he scored 30 on the Sens.
Man, that was a dumb trade.
Yeah, it was bad. But it was bad in retrospect.
You might say it was Zibanejad.
We need two players, Adam.
Oh, fuck. I forget who was on the...
Spezza's still on the Sens then. Shit.
I think he was. He went to Dallas in like 14, didn't he?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, so... oh, God. Okay. Alfredson and somebody dumb.
No.
Who the fuck played for that team?
In 2012?
Like Carlson was new in 13, wasn't he?
12.
I can't even remember if they were good.
Is hard.
It is. I can't remember if they made the playoffs.
Because the next year was Hamburglar.
Right.
But they had two 30-goal scorers. They were a decent
And
team.
I remember like the Eugene Melnick when Matt Cook sliced Eric Carlson's thing. That was 15, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But yes.
And he went all like...
That was a couple of years. That was many years later.
I have a feeling it's going to be someone dumb like Mike Comrie.
Somebody who was there for a little bit, like a fucking...
You gotta give me
who
a
was
name.
there for a sandwich.
We can't spend an hour on 11-12 Sens trivia.
Bullshit!
Sure we can. League's biggest franchise. All right. Oh, man.
Who you got?
I'm going to say Spezza Alfredson. I'm lost.
Spezza Alfredson. Steve is locked in, loaded. Adam, what you got?
Alfredson Zibanejad because I can't think of anybody else.
Josh Norris on Sunday with his hat trick reached the 30-goal mark. He's the first Senator in a decade to hit 30 goals. The last two Sens to hit 30 goals in the 2011-2012 season were Jason Spezza, who had 34 goals that year, and with 35 goals for the 11-12 Sens, Milan Michalek.
Leaf great Milan Michalek.
So underrated.
Yeah.
Really underrated
Two
player.
Leaf greats.
Damn. Really underrated player. Shoot.
I thought that was fun trivia.
That's great trivia.
Yeah, that's
I remember
really
when
good.
Milan Michalek came to the Leafs, I was like, oh, I mean, listen, I know that he's a former 30-goal scorer. Maybe he'll be good.
They did him so dirty.
They
man.
did. He was good enough to play.
He was 100% good enough to play. It was just his contract.
Babs was just like, no.
My point with all of that was
Okay.
with Timmy Stütz, with Josh Norris, with Brady Tkachuk, Sens are going to be sneaky good next year.
And they got two goalies, and neither of them are Murray.
Yep.
Forsberg.
What are they going to do about that?
Forsberg has looked decent. Yeah, what do you do with that contract? That's a very
Forsberg and
good question.
Gustafsson.
I mean, if you're under the cap like they are, it probably benefits them because they're like, oh, we don't have to sign anybody else. We're going to make the floor.
You can bury him in the minors,
Yeah.
and he'll still count as like $5 million.
They'll never be a cap team.
Yeah.
At least until they switch ownership, if that happens. No one said anything, by the way. I don't know why no one's saying anything about that, but I am very curious to see what happens with the Senators' ownership situation.
It's
Don't
a
tell
little
me.
fresh.
Yeah, no, it's like they're talking amongst the family. Like,
Are they?
There's a
Yeah.
reason they haven't said
Because
anything.
they don't know what they're going to do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
They're his
They're in
two daughters.
mourning.
They need to discuss.
Well, I know they're
it.
in mourning, but I mean, I feel like there's let's not pretend that the NHL isn't talking about it.
The NHL
head office is talking.
The
about
NHL has probably been talking about it.
The
for quite
NHL is
some time.
probably knows. Like they're probably in communication. Just the public that doesn't know.
Yeah.
So I'm okay with that.
It's definitely a big developing story.
There
within the
was
league.
also discussions regarding the Breton Flats as well this week.
Wait,
but the Sens will not confirm that they are talking about it.
They are.
But
Great.
Friedman did report that they're again in discussions about building a new rink there.
If they're not confirming it, that means it's happening.
Yeah.
Which means they're at least talking. That's what I mean. That's great.
Hope so.
Me too.
Mount Lanton Mahalik.
That was a good one, man.
Yeah.
Jeez. Hey, Ryan Getzlaf to retire at the end of the season.
Boo.
I know. Now everybody's talking, and I thought Jeff Merrick did a great job bringing this up. Who's going to be the last person left from the 2003 draft, which it goes down in history as one of the strongest ever, the best hairstyles ever. Specifically, I'm talking to you, Dion Phaneuf, with those frosted tips, baby.
Man. Getzlaf had them too, and then they vacated his head.
Now, Getzlaf has obviously not been as good and dominant as he was, but it's still...
He was unreal at the start of the season.
At 36 years old,
Yeah.
he's got 31 points in 49 games. That's not bad.
Hall of Fame?
Ooh.
You got the numbers?
Let me look.
How do you have 1,000 points and not make the Hall of Fame? Because he does.
A lot
I
of
don't
guys
know.
have 1,000 points now.
That's true.
It's like a few hundred, like 300 or something like that.
Won a cup, captain. Like
His name rings Hall of Fame. Like he passes that test. That's an initial test. It's like when you hear the name Ryan Getzlaf, do you hear Hall of Fame? I do. But do the numbers back that up?
the best power forward of his generation.
Yeah, real lack of individual hardware.
Yeah, because
Any
Corey Perry got
trophies?
all that.
That is true.
Does he have any?
No.
No, he's got a cup. That's it.
Oh.
He's got
Okay.
a cup and 2 World Juniors. One-time
One-time NHL All-Star.
That's it.
NHL All-Star.
That's
120 playoff points in 125 playoff games.
Wow.
Real.
one 30-goal season.
Dude, the Ducks, they had so many deep runs with Ryan Getzlaf.
They did.
16 games, 21 games, that's where they won. 13 games, 12 games, 16 games, 17 games.
Mm-hmm.
The Ducks went 2-3 rounds deep.
I just went to look, too, at Corey Perry because I wanted to line up his and Getzlaf seasons.
Mhm.
It just pisses you off. Corey Perry's
Corey
got
Perry?
33 points in 69 games this year.
Actually?
Yeah, it's the most points
Wow.
he's had in a season since 17-18.
Jesse, what team is he on?
Corey Perry?
Yeah.
One of the Florida teams.
Which one?
The Tampa Bay Lightning.
That is correct.
Yeah, Marian Hossa.
And he's going to be a jerk to play for anybody who's got to play him in the playoffs.
Oh, man.
Which looks like it'll be the Leafs. Yay.
You know what? Oh, boy. Just over 1,000 points and under 300 goals. No individual hardware, but he does have a cup.
You don't think so?
No.
I don't think he gets in.
If I'm sitting on the Hall of Fame panel, which I will be next year.
You, Jesse, are you going to be on it?
No.
Okay. All right.
He's not getting my vote.
You'd be the only one under 50 on it, by the way.
Under 70.
Yeah. That's,
I don't know.
man, I mean, listen, I just, you get 1,000 points and you don't get into the Hall? That's rough.
Okay.
I think Steve's right about a lot of guys.
Yeah, Paul Correa's in, though.
Paul Correa deserved
To
be
talk
in.
about Ducks. And but 989 games, 989 points.
Trophies.
He's got, a Hobie Baker and 2 Lady Bings.
Okay. Don't think
Yeah, but dude, he was
Hobie
great.
Baker.
No, but like it's not an NHL award is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like it's big to wear the Hobie Baker.
Yeah.
What, Jesse, you want to go through the list of Hobie Baker?
93 players all time have hit 1,000 points. And you don't think Ryan Getzlaf gets
Adam, now I'm back on Adam.
It's
Steve with
93?
1,000.
93 all time.
I don't know where I got 1,000 from. I think I might be doing games played.
Yeah, I think, and I get you on the games played. I'd be like, yeah, I mean,
Okay. Maybe I'm
He's-
swinging back over.
He's in there, but it's not a slam dunk. Or he might be in there. It's a conversation.
yeah.
Second
and by the way, Paul,
in Hart Trophy voting in 13-14.
Paul Correa deserved it. Gary Suter erased the second half of Paul Correa's career after that stupid cross-check to the face. Gary Suter? Do you not remember Gary Suter?
He cross-checked Paul Correa in the fifth?
You don't know that story? That's where Paul got his first concussion.
Oh, all I remember
Hold on,
is
hold
the
on.
Scott Stevens one where he
Gary
starched him.
Suter.
And then he won the game in overtime, and it's a great
have you
story.
seen this? Let me show you this hit.
Probably shouldn't have played.
Let me show you this.
Let me see.
He scores.
Oh, those
Boom.
Ducks jersey.
Boom.
That is so man.
Oof.
To this day, that shit is still allowed.
Well, and that's why Paul Correa was so mad at the NHL. He was pissed about that because he's like, "What the fuck, man?"
Yeah, dude.
And he was a smaller guy for the time, but yeah, you could do a lot of that shit back then. It's kind of crazy.
And okay, so Matthews, look at it this way: 20 years later, Matthews did that to someone, and it was only 2 games. Like I
Still
like
progress.
Austin Matthews. He's arguably going to win the Hart Trophy this year, and getting suspended probably hurts his Hart Trophy bid. I think we should be able to agree that a cross check to the head should probably get you more than that. Especially, that's so vicious. That's a cross check with momentum.
It's brutal,
dude.
Yep.
That's horrible.
Yep.
How many of the 1,000-point guys aren't in the Hockey Hall of Fame?
Great question.
I'd love to know that.
Is the percentage higher than 50?
Like
It must be.
There's a few people that aren't eligible. Patrick Marleau, Ovechkin, Sedin.
Mm-hmm.
Both Sedins are eligible this year. Crosby, Malkin, Stahl, Kane, Kopitar, Getzlaf, Backstrom, and Thornton.
Okay.
Wow.
And so how many are not in the Hall of Fame? I'll tell you.
Yeah.
Okay. Dave Taylor, LA Kings. That's a joke, by the way, that he is the 29th person to ever get 1,000 points in league history. He got that in 1991. He's got 1,069. He is not in the Hall of Fame. Bobby Smith of the Minnesota North Stars. What up, Minnesota North Stars fans? He is also not in 1,036 in 1,077 games, so 80s. He should be in. Bernie Nichols.
Bernie Nichols isn't in the Hall of Fame,
which is insane. Also, he did it with the Devils. He played 1,127 games. He had 1,200 points. Brian Propp from the Hartford Whalers, 1,000 points in just about 1,000 games. Steve Larmer, that's a guy that should be in the Hall of Fame for sure. 1,006 games, he had 1,012 points. Dale Hunter of the Washington Capitals, 1,020 points in 1,400 games. See, again, you start to see it get a little bit more off, but if you had more than a point a game and you got over 1,000, I feel like you should be in.
There's a lot of 80s there.
A lot of 80s. Okay, and then you got Bellows, Bellows and Turgeon.
Turgeon?
Yeah, Pierre Turgeon.
Pierre Turgeon's not in the Hall of Fame?
No, he's not. No, he's not. I know that Pierre Turgeon, by the way, Pierre Turgeon, who had 1,300 points in 1,294 games.
So you see,
like Verbeek, Dom Foose, Theron Fleury, Jeremy Roenick, Alexander McGillney. Now, some of these guys are younger guys now, like you're getting into the 90s guys. Brindamore, Kachuk, Waite, Alfredson, Kovalev.
Some of those
Whitney
are coming up.
Yeah, but I don't know that they are, and none of those guys are bad players. Right?
What about Patrick Eliash, who did it in the dead puck era?
Oh, man.
Come on.
I don't
Come
think
on.
He should be in.
No.
Yes, he should.
I think he should be in.
He should have been in before.
Maybe above any of those guys.
Roenick is 5. I know Roenick's 500 goals, 1,200 points, and he's not in.
He should be in.
Oh.
Like that.
He should be in.
That's kind of crazy.
His dumbassery aside.
Yeah.
He should be in.
Well, there's 2 guys who are paying the "we don't like you very much" tax.
Yes,
and
Roenick?
that's the Roenick and Fleury.
Turgeon too. People didn't like Turgeon apparently.
Yeah.
He had a bit of a.
Yeah, what was that?
I don't know what it was.
Something with
but
the
he
World
had
Junior team.
There was some sort of reputation.
You know what it was? And someone told us this story. Was it Alan Walsh? I can't remember. Someone told us this story.
It was not Alan. I can guarantee you that.
Okay, yeah.
Because I don't think
it was.
I've never token to.
It was a guess. That's why I'm pointing at the TV for some reason. Someone told us.
Here's Alan. Talk shit about former players.
This is off the rails.
Sorry, no, he didn't. Remember, Canada had the line brawl against Russia or the USSR.
Yeah,
that got them all kicked out of the World Juniors years ago.
Yeah, yeah.
Turgeon was like one of the only Canadian players to not fight,
and that was a bad thing.
Yeah, they held it against him.
Oh my god! Like, okay,
people had a hard on against Pat Burns for a long time as well, and that's why he didn't get in until
what?
Yep,
till after he died. I think.
Yep.
That's a shame.
Which
that he
was a
alive.
disgrace.
That's a disgrace, and that's
you
the
knew
thing.
he was getting in, and you could have given him that moment, and you didn't. Fuck you forever.
Yeah, and this is the thing, right? Like, as you said, Steve, I'm sure we've heard us say this before. It's not the Hall of Good People.
No,
So you said I feel like that we don't like you tax is for sure Roenick, for sure Kovalev. Kovalev was insane.
Oh man.
And he was loved in some markets, but other places there were rumors, rightly or wrongly, about him.
Yeah.
About teammate thing and whatever.
Kovalev,
how do you not put Kovalev in?
So when you read that list of players who aren't in, to me, it hurts.
Yeah.
Getzlaf's case.
I got another one for you because I pulled up the list of players with 500 goals who aren't in the Hall of Fame.
Oh, wow.
It starts with
many.
503, Peter Bondra.
Oh, man.
Should be in the Hall of Fame.
Not in the Hall of Fame.
So good.
Then we go to Jeremy Rodick and Pierre Turgeon, a lot of guys from the other list. Then Pat Verbeek, Keith Tkachuk. And there you go.
Chuck's a bit surprised.
That's the end of the list. And then the active guys like Yager and Ovechkin.
Man, if Keith
was a shithead.
If Keith Tkachuk's one of those players from the 90s where you go, I wish we could transport you to now. Because he would be...
He sort of did that himself.
He did, yeah. He created two of himself.
Through his genitals.
But even he's like...
Jesse,
I think that was implied, but let's talk about it.
We have to say it for the people who don't get it.
He also,
Thanks
I think,
for that.
is he not... Was he not stockier than Brady and Matthew? Like I always saw.
He failed his physical 1 year.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I just wish that you could see him play now because that guy was a bulldog. I would love to see him and Tom Wilson go toe to toe in a power forward off.
I don't think Tom Wilson wants that.
You don't think so?
Well, see, Tkachuk grew up in a crazier league, but Tom Wilson grew up in a league where guys work out.
Right.
So, yeah, that always makes me laugh. When people talk about like the good old days and they would beat up today's players, I can almost guarantee you they wouldn't.
Yeah, if we're comparing it to the era where guys had like smoke breaks in between periods.
Yeah,
apparently Danny Markov from the Leafs used to do that.
Some 5'8", 174-pound guy going put him up. Like, dude, they could take a punch for sure. Like, listen, I don't want to fight them, but. You put them up against someone who's my size but in shape.
But like we
probably kicked their ass.
We discovered keto and deadlifts. You know,
yeah, man.
We got good stuff.
Size doesn't mean everything. We've all seen Rick Rippon, beat up Hal Gill, but usually helps. I mean, Chara's not known as a wimp.
No, he's not. I think, I think Getzlaf deserves a shot at it. I know he'll get a shot, but I think he deserves to get in.
Boy, that's a long list of really good names that aren't in.
By the way, Dave Taylor from the LA Kings. Again, I can't. That's a travesty that he's not in. What a joke! Get it together, Hall of Fame committee. Let's go. He needs to be in. He needs to be in. Marcel Dion is not Marcel Dion without Dave Taylor, and vice versa. Thank you. The KHL has made it official. Jokerit and Dinamo Riga are not returning to the league next season.
I think they made it official.
Both teams had pulled out of the KHL postseason, but Riga had already announced it wasn't coming back to the league after Russia's invasion of the Ukraine. And of course, we had talked a little bit about like Finnair being a major sponsor of Jokerit, going, we're not flying people to Russia. So what happens to these club teams? Do they go back to their local leagues? Because I know Zagreb was they were in the Austrian league before they went to the KHL, and I think they've left.
Oh, I didn't know that. Well, Jokerit was in the Finnish league.
That's right.
And then left for the KHL. Riga is a far more complicated conversation because they're in Latvia, but I kind of wonder if it makes sense for them to join the Finnish league.
Well, they're just across the Baltic, right?
It's right there. It's a great question. They're a really good team. Probably the most, what's the word? All, like, a staggering amount of Riga's players have always been from Latvia. So, like, all the Latvian players go and play there. So, I don't know what happens there. It's an interesting one.
Yeah. Honestly, it's been a while since we've seen teams literally pull out of a league.
Dynamo Riga, the only ever winner of the Cup of Hope. Do you remember the Cup of Hope?
No, I do not remember the Cup of Hope.
The KHL 1 year said all the teams who didn't make the playoffs are going to compete for the Cup of Hope.
Oh, that's a great idea.
And Dynamo Riga won, backstopped by Michael Tellqvist.
Wow.
Hey, that's how you should determine the number one draft pick.
I agree with you, Jesse.
No, but I'm debating myself because then it's like, okay, the best team amongst the shitty teams gets the pick.
Here's how it should be.
has a players union. Yeah. They're not agreeing to this.
Here's what should happen. It should be the most points after you're eliminated for the playoffs. So you can't tank.
Right.
And if you're one of the last teams eliminated, you're still going to lose that. And you're still going to have the 15th pick because you only played 2 or 3 games eliminated.
If you're the Canadians, you got a head start on everybody because you got eliminated first.
That's
and then
right.
There's no incentive to do this.
I know, but it's clearly the better way to do it.
It's definitely fun.
And it's better for the fans. It's better for the players. It's better for everybody.
It's better competitively, but you could also just hand the shittiest team the best player so that they get good again, which is what the NHL wants to do. I don't know why they don't just do that.
But you're adding drama to the regular season, which I think is good.
I agree.
I think it's a very fun idea.
Yeah,
sure.
But
I look at the NBA and how they added the play-in tournament. How they have it's 1 through 10 who make the playoffs, and the 8 through 10 compete for the play-in tournament. Them adding that fun little thing on a whim, not through CBA negotiations, just kind of, hey, we're going to toss this in. Now we have a whole new playoff format. I wish the NHL would do something fun like that. And this little new way to determine the draft pick is a fun little interesting wrinkle to the season.
I was about to say, Jesse, look at the Coyotes heated up a little. So did the Habs. So have the Sabres. The worst teams in the league are not losing every single game 6-1 like the 14-15 Sabres and Leafs and Coyotes. And there was another team in there as well, Oilers. But next year, little wrinkle in all this, Connor Bedard. I think there's going to be some shocking tanking for Connor Bedard. Oh my God.
The Coyotes?
Because if you...
So then don't tell me that you need a salary cap for parity, people.
This was the big thing about the McDavid draft is it wasn't the McDavid draft. It was the McEichel draft.
Right.
So if you don't get McDavid, you got Eichel. If you don't get Bedard, you get Michkov. But because of the triple lottery, it becomes a little murkier. But you still have a good shot at getting one of them. I think next year is going to be real bad for tanking.
Coyotes.
They already have all the picks.
We know what's happening.
They already have all the picks and no players.
And they're going to do it again.
No, they were not going to do it because Harry Sateri is going to win them a cup. That's how it's going to happen. I'm glad they got him.
I think he's going to play the final 5 games of the season and win them all. I'll never be unsalty about that.
Here's what I found this headline perplexing, and then we can go to the press conference. Okay.
Sure.
Marian Hossa to officially retire with the Blackhawks Thursday.
So what? I had to wrap my head around that as well.
Can you explain that?
Well, so he played his last game with the Blackhawks. So why on earth wouldn't he have already retired a Blackhawk? It's because they traded his contract to the Coyotes.
Oh.
Underrated ghost of the Coyotes.
How long ago did it expire?
It was a few years ago.
It was a few years ago.
Dude,
why are we officially retiring him now?
Datsuk and Pronger and Hossa.
I'm going a completely different direction with this conversation than you are.
Oh.
Yeah. I don't understand why they're retiring him now. He's 43. He hasn't played in 5 years.
No, I think he's retiring from the NHL.
He retired relatively recently.
Yeah.
Because
Hossa? He was allergic to his own equipment.
No, he's retiring now.
He stopped playing.
Yeah, that doesn't mean he's So you mentioned earlier the debate from that 32 Thoughts is having about who's going to be the last player from the 2003 draft to be in the NHL. The correct answer is going to be Shea Weber. Because Shea Weber's contract is going to outlast everybody.
Illegal
so he's technically not going to retire until that contract expires. So Marian Hossa technically is not retired from the game of hockey because his contract played out and then he never officially retired.
Guys,
so now he gets to retire.
Guys, he played his last game in 2017.
Yeah, but the contract got to play out.
He's been retired. When does his contract expire?
You have to fill out paperwork to retire.
I have an answer. Ask me again.
When did it expire?
Last year.
Yeah, there you go.
So they signed a bullshit contract.
Yes, they did.
Yeah.
Hossa and Weber both have contracts that are currently illegal.
They're not allowed anymore.
Yeah,
but they still exist.
Weber's was 14 years, which is why it's still going, and Hossa's was 12.
Yeah, Weber's can't retire until 4 years from now.
How did Ottawa lose Marian Hossa in the first place?
They traded him to the Thrashers for Danny Heatley, I think.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, it ended up going not so bad for them.
Yeah, it worked out okay for both of them. Marian Hossa, by the way, he had 1,134 points in 1,300 games. Hall of Famer. 529 goals, 609 assists.
3 cups.
Yeah.
He's a Hall of Famer.
Hossa's a Hall of Famer.
3 cups and people like him.
Yeah.
Currently works for a front office.
Okay. I just thought that was a weird headline, and the NHL is weird. You know what? Can they not just... Here's what I think. If you have a contract that's illegal, right?
Mm-hmm.
And can't you just unofficially retire, do the ceremony, and continue to collect your paycheck?
No, you have to fill out like official paperwork with the NHL. Alan would be great to talk about this with, but like there's a process you got to go through to retire, and he can't do it until his contract expires. It's stupid.
Oh, it's silly.
Like
it's shenanigans.
We're just telling you the rules that are stupid.
Just keep paying him and let him retire on...
No.
He should have had his ceremony in 2018. That's when he should have had it.
The NHL is wrong about a wide array of things. Capping contracts at 8 years and basically 7, they were correct.
No, they were saving it from saving themselves from themselves.
Yes, but like
I'm reading, by the way, the Ken Dryden book on Steve Monador, which besides being a very tough story to absorb, Ken Dryden even says the NHL had to do this, and he talks about it and how Gary Bettman really actually gained power in the NHL in the 2004 lockout, and he said one of the things they had to do was cap these contracts because NHL GMs and NHL owners could not save themselves from themselves.
No, they couldn't.
They could not do it. They had to do this.
That was the 2013 one.
Right, and that was pre-lockout, right? Pre the second lockout.
This was what the NHL came out of the 2012-13 lockout with was the cap on contract length. That's why you saw so many deals, so many of those ridiculously long deals signed right before. So Parise, Suter.
Oh, and that's how we got a 12-year deal. Yeah,
Hossa, Duncan Keith, very Luongo, very few of those deals. Oh, Datsuk, I believe, Zetterberg, I think. Very few of these deals made it to the end of the deal.
So for the last 4 years, Marian Hossa has been paid $1 million a year,
and that's why they had to fix the how contracts tank at the end because remember, so that was a debate.
Mm-hmm.
He said, well, I'm allergic to my equipment. And people called shenanigans. And people go, well, how dare you call shenanigans because he has this condition?
Yes.
Okay, 2 things can be true. He has a condition, and also he stopped playing exactly when his contract was designed for him to stop playing. It was designed that way, so much so that the NHL made the makeup of his contract illegal. You cannot sign a player to the contract structure of Marian Hossa's contract. Don't tell me it's weird that I'm like, what's that smell?
Well, I thought it was weird at the time too, because it's like all of a sudden this guy that just scored 60 points last year is illegal to his, or is allergic to his equipment. All now? I
believe it. Like,
I believe
NHL players play through heinous things all the time.
Agreed, but
it's possible that he played through it, and then it became no longer worth it for him to play through it.
Financially, it wasn't.
Yeah.
There it is.
You already have, he made $75-80 million over his career.
Yeah.
What do you need $1 million to be allergic to your equipment for?
The Blackhawks window is closing. I no longer make any money. My ass hurts.
And he still gets his money. Like the money things, he's still getting it no matter what.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
So, thank you, Coyotes.
Yep, here you go.
Wow. And they're probably not paying that. It's probably insured.
Oh.
That's probably...
Cap Friendly doesn't feature that.
Right. That's why I didn't want to take on the Shea Weber contract, because it's only partly insured.
Oh, add Brian Little to the list of ghosts.
Yeah.
Oh.
An insured contract.
Dude, they've had a staggering amount of players who will never play for their organization.
Can I hit the button?
Yeah, please.
The Presser. SDP. The Steve Dangle Press Conference.
Steve Dangle, Reddit's talking about you.
Uh-oh.
Reddit's talking about you for a good reason, for the first time ever.
Oh, what?
Congo Red points us to a thread on Reddit where...
Thread
it. Somebody took the SN Stats tweet that says, Leafs blow their 7th game when holding a 4-1 lead since Game 7 of the 2013 playoffs first round. No other NHL team has 4 such losses. And in this Reddit thread that somebody posted this tweet, the first One of the top upvoted comments is, can anybody remember all of these games?
How many of them? 7?
7th. Oh, the response to that comment was Dangle can. And that received a whole bunch of upvotes. And people started talking about your unreal memory and blah, blah, blah. And I want you to prove them right.
Okay, so what is the exact tweet again? Because they blew some 4-1 leads and won.
Yes.
Are those included?
Leafs blow their 7th game when holding a 4-1 lead.
So
they have
that
to
means
blow
loss.
the game. They have to lose the game 7 times since 2013.
So Game 7, 2013 does not factor into this. It's 7 games after.
No. We're including the. Oh no, we're not.
I don't think it's included.
We're not including it.
Okay. Do you have the list of games in front of you?
I have 6 of the 7.
Oh boy. Okay, so there was a game.
Yeah, I'm going to pull up the 7th.
There was a game in 13-14, the very next season, where they blew a 4-1 lead to the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Okay, hold on. Let me write down your answers.
Okay.
I'm
excited to see if I can do this because I don't know if I can.
Yeah, okay. Hold on. Give me a notepad. There we go. Okay, go ahead. What's your first answer?
Okay. 13-14, Pittsburgh Penguins.
Pens? You got that?
Okay.
I'm just writing them down. I'll let you know if you're right when you're done your 7.
Last night, Florida Panthers.
Florida?
Last year, against the Ottawa Senators.
Sens. That was 2021.
Sneaky one, because it wasn't a 4-1 lead. It was a 4-0 lead.
Mm-hmm.
Leafs, Jets, 16-17?
Leafs, Jets, 16-17.
So there's 4.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh. And now we hit a snag. Blew it and lost.
Mm-hmm.
So they blew one against the Blackhawks and won. Colorado this year.
Mm-hmm.
Devon Taves.
22,
Devon Taves with the OT winner. So there's 5.
21-22.
Oh, boy. Blew a 4-1 lead and lost. I know they blew a 3-0 lead to the Devils in 16-17, but I don't think they scored any more goals after they went up 3-0. Oh, boy. This sucks. So there's 2 more?
Don't let Reddit down.
I know.
Don't let Reddit down.
They said Dangle can. I'm surprised.
I don't think 15-16 they ever got a 4-1 lead. Okay, sorry, what?
No, nobody in the replying to the tweet even had it.
What? Okay.
Yeah.
People
are trying to compile it.
Well, so I got 5. Man, my brain is dragging me to California for some reason. And it's showing me the Ducks, but I'm almost positive it's wrong.
What are you, Rain Man?
No, he's John Edwards.
What?
The guy who could talk to your dead family members.
Oh God!
Oh yeah.
Steve talks to dead hockey games.
That's good.
I'm feeling a.
Your wife's name is Mary. Mary, I'm getting a Mary.
I'm getting an
Patricia.
M.
Is it Patricia? Sorry.
That's good.
Are there any other Canadian teams in there? Because I feel like they would let us know about it. The Rangers erased a 5-1 lead, but lost. Oh. Islanders? No. I don't think so. I don't think the Caps did it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the Habs. 3rd game of the season. What year was it? It was when Kapanen threw his stick at Petrie.
Oh, that was
1920?
1920.
Beginning of the
and Domi said, "Hey, nice job, Kapanen, you fucking idiot."
You fucking idiot.
Yeah.
So there's 6. Holy shit, I got 6. Come on. Let's go. Okay, Tampa, I don't think so. Florida, we already got that. Oh boy. Did we put a time limit on this? I don't think the Stars.
We did not.
I don't think the Yotes. I don't think Vegas. Don't think Vancouver. I don't think Calgary. Edmonton, I'm going to put a marker in.
Mm-hmm.
Winnipeg, we already got. And I think it only happened once. Columbus, they blew a couple leads, but I don't think any of them were that big.
Mm-hmm.
Detroit, they blew a 4-1 lead and won the Centennial Classic.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus, they've done this a lot. Carolina, no. They blew a 3-0 lead to Carolina and then overcame a deficit and won. That was the Next Generation game, the 8-6 one. God, there's so many teams. Pittsburgh, I think, was only the one. I'm getting mad. Jesse, do you have it?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. I want to do this with no cheat code. Okay, Nashville, I don't think. I've gone through basically every team, so I think I must be missing one. Okay, can I use as a visual aid just a list of all the teams in the league?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's not.
I'm literally just going to open NHL.com and standings. NHL.com. Standings there for everyone.
Yeah. No, that's fine.
Okay.
I think everybody's fine.
I don't know. No, people are anal about that. Okay, Carolina. I don't think so. Rangers. I don't think so. Pittsburgh. We already got. Capitals. We already got. Islanders, I'm putting a marker in. Blue Jackets, I don't think so. Flyers? I don't think so. Devils, I don't think so. Panthers last night. I would believe it if the Leafs did it against the Leafs. So wait, the 2013 Game 7 doesn't count?
No.
The Leafs blew a 4-1 lead to Boston this year, didn't they?
Yeah, it feels like they did. I don't know. Also, we do have to put a time cap on the segment, guys, because
that's not on the list, Steve.
It's okay. Yeah. Detroit,
because it's a lot of Steve breathing heavy and going,
I know. I'm sorry.
Did the
oh man.
All right, we're gonna give you.
I don't have the fourth one, man, or the seventh one. Fuck, I don't have it. I got 6. Shit.
I think you got I think you got the one that was.
They did blow a 4-1 lead to Boston, but did they win?
So what we have here from Reddit is, we'll go in reverse chronological order. 21-22 Florida Panthers.
Yes.
21-22 Colorado Avalanche.
Mm-hmm.
20-21 Ottawa Senators.
Mm-hmm.
19-20 Montreal Canadiens. Thanks, Kapanen. 16-17 Winnipeg Jets.
Yes.
And then that's 3, 4, 5. Oh, who's my 7th? Let me pull it up. They have Boston on their list.
Wait, what do you mean? Which one? Game 7?
They have the Game 7 Boston on their list.
As part of the 7?
As part of the 7.
Well, then I got it.
And the 7th one,
think you got it.
Is Pittsburgh. But they say they're missing one. So I guess I don't think SN Stats would be counting that. I
don't think so either. I can reach out to them.
Right, ask them. Because they have Pittsburgh. They are like, we don't know when it happened, but we believe there's one against Pittsburgh, and then the 7th on their list they have Boston.
Damn.
So either you guys are both missing one, or you got them in SN Stats is including Boston. So there you go.
Do you have the list of blown 4-1?
Jesus, this is the fucking worst.
Leads. No, I'm done. Like, we're done here. Like, that's all I got.
We're done here today.
I think you did pretty good, man. I'm impressed. I'm really impressed. It's impressive though.
I'm really bothered.
Do you want me to hit the button?
Well, do we want to actually have a,
Oh, you want another question?
Yeah, do we want to do like a question?
We should not end on this note. This is boring. I'm sorry. I don't know. You asked me to think of them, and I was expecting you guys to like interject and cut me off.
No, we gotta wait for you.
Red Shark Pack. Do you think Matthews passes Ovechkin in career goals?
Okay. Ooh. That's not ridiculous. That's not ridiculous to say that. It's early in his career to have that discussion, but if he keeps this pace up, it's absolutely a discussion that we're going to be having down the line.
A decade from now.
And the missed seasons things, they kind of align because Ovechkin missed his whole first year. He should have been drafted a year earlier.
Right.
Yep.
And the other lockout, the 12-13.
That's true.
Right. And then COVID. And
then Ovechkin had to live through the COVID seasons. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he did too.
Yeah.
You're right. Sorry, I keep forgetting he's in the league.
Still doing stuff. Yeah.
And
they're going to line up with those missed taken away games. And Matthews is on kind of a similar pace.
He'll have another lockout.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
26.
Ovechkin's best 3 years, and I'm going to rip this directly from Birch. Stephen Birch had this. His best 3 years were 2007 to 2010 in terms of goals. Excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
His goals per game at that point was .73 in those 3 years.
Yes.
Okay? That's a big fucking number. That means 75% of the time Ovechkin scoring a goal. That's insane. Matthews, and this is before, I believe, the hat trick on Monday against Tampa, is a .76 the last 3 years.
Someone sent me this great piece of trivia. Matthews has the second highest goals per game in Leafs history. Who is number one?
I don't know. Bat Lebda.
Is
there a minimum game requirement by this?
No.
Oh,
so I'll give you a clue.
Who's 1 for 1?
It's someone else from the 2016 draft.
Oh. Someone else from the 2016 draft.
Yeah. I have no idea.
Igor Korshkov.
No. Did he score an NHL goal?
Yes, and everyone forgets it because the Sabres just shit-kicked the Leafs.
Really?
Just killed them.
Whatever happened to Korshkov, anyway?
He got traded to Carolina for Galchenyuk, and he was involved in a trade at this deadline. I don't even remember where he is now.
Wow.
Yeah.
We could have had to bring that.
Last thing. This is from P. Brens. They brought our attention to this wonderful article from...
Very close to P. Brains, if we're saying.
P. Brens. PB Rens, maybe?
Okay.
PBR Eanes.
Okay.
You want me to keep going?
Yes.
Rick Westhead wrote an article very recently about the most marketable Canadian athletes across the world.
Oh,
yeah,
interesting.
It's very interesting. So we can do another guessing game because we know the last one went for
Let's not.
audio content.
Let's not.
But we're not going to do that. So Rick Westhead did a lot of research. There's a whole article on it. You should go read it. It's on tsn.ca.
Mm-hmm.
And he has a list of the top 10 most marketable Canadian athletes across the globe.
Okay.
Number 1, this won't be surprising, Alphonso Davies.
Okay. Yeah.
Easily.
Soccer.
Number 2, Tristan Thompson.
What?
The Kardashian connection?
The Kardashian connection.
NBA.
2016 LeBron Cavaliers. He's on that team.
It was a first overall pick, wasn't he?
First overall pick, NBA player. He's number 2.
He's
Tristan
done
Thompson
after
was first overall.
Yeah, he was.
Yep. One of the worst of all time.
Yeah, and I think Anthony Bennett is the worst.
Yeah,
and he was also a Canadian.
Maybe are we?
Anthony Bennett was the worst one.
Yeah.
Andrew Wiggins.
He was also a Cavs thing.
Tough list.
Wiggins is better now.
He is
Better now, but man,
tough list.
Yeah. So he was 4th overall, Tristan Thompson.
Oh,
yeah, I was
about to say.
We're thinking about Anthony Bennett going number 1.
Okay.
Thompson went 4th, not number 1. Correct. Number 3, Lance Stroll, F1 driver. Steve would not know him.
That makes sense. Aston Martin team.
Who?
Yes,
that makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
Number 4, we finally get to a hockey player. Do you know who it is?
I think it's probably Sidney Crosby.
I'm gonna say Ovechkin.
No, we're doing Canadian.
Oh, Canadian. I am gonna still say Ovechkin.
I'm Canadian now. Right. I make gold. I make citizenship.
Sidney Crosby makes.
I should have hit the button.
No, I have one more thing. That's good too. Sorry, I have to end the show on
I
this.
bet it's real good.
It is good. Keep going, Jesse.
Number 4 is Sidney Crosby. Number 5 is Connor McDavid.
Okay.
Number 6 is Jamal Murray. Number 7 is Andrew Wiggins. Number 8, Mitch Marner. Number 9, Jeannie Bouchard. Still.
That's surprising.
10, Chase Claypool.
Wow.
Pittsburgh Steelers wide receiver.
That dude's
Canadian.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he is. Yeah.
He also rules.
Yeah. Are you guys surprised at any of the names on the list? Are you surprised hockey players aren't higher? What do you think? Comments?
I'm not surprised hockey players aren't higher, and it all makes sense. I'm actually surprised Nicholas Latifi of Williams' F1 team did not make that, because if Stroll can, so can Latifi.
I'm surprised Jeannie is on there and not Bianca Andreescu.
Yeah, that's true. Jeannie's got the social media following. I'm sure that's why. It's like brand marketing, right? I think Bianca, like Jeannie's thing has always been a little bit of both.
Yeah, she's been a little out of sight, out of mind, recovering from injuries too.
Yep.
Jeannie's kind of mastered the marketing from an athlete perspective. You know, she's been able to market herself as a person instead of herself as an athlete. And yeah, I'm not surprised she's 9 on this list.
Would you buy a burger for $200 Canadian?
No.
No.
The World Champions Burger, have you seen this, is available for 151 American dollars at the Atlanta Braves games this year. Do you want to know what's on?
You're buying a $150 burger.
Have you seen this, Jesse? You've seen this?
No.
You haven't seen this?
No.
At a National League baseball game,
I'm going to pull it
too?
up so people can see
That's
so,
worse.
I could send you the thing. It's a Tim and Friends link. World Champion Burger at Truist Park in Atlanta. Home of the truth.
Is there gold in it?
There is. So let me get to that. So already there's a Wagyu beef patty, and I don't know if you've ever had a Wagyu beef burger. They are actually spectacular, and I would highly suggest. Cage-free pan-fried eggs. Eggs on a burger? If you haven't tried it, it's delicious. Gold leaf wrapped foie gras. So that's where your gold comes in.
You're an asshole if you eat this. I'm sorry.
Grilled cold water lobster tail. This is all on one burger. An heirloom tomato. But the funny thing about the heirloom tomato is it doesn't look like they even bothered to slice it.
What is this shit?
They just cut it in half and we're like, here's half a tomato. There you go.
That's
tomato,
not a
tomato.
burger.
Tillamook cheddar cheese, truffle aioli, Parmesan waffle fries, and a replica World Series ring, which I'm assuming is most of the cost of the burger.
That's stupid.
Can I eat it without it looking like a bird took a dump in my lap?
It does.
No.
You know what
then
this
it's not
is?
a
It does not
burger.
look good.
Steve, would you buy a $20,000 pickle?
No.
The pickle comes with a Kia Sorento. You know, it comes with a ring.
That's a very reliant.
That's edible. That's only edible in a bowl with like a knife and fork.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, honestly, can we talk about burgers for a second? When did they become not hand-holdable? Burgers are supposed to be a handheld thing.
Stunt food.
They are.
Yeah.
Well, how am I supposed to eat this?
Well, and like every video of, check out this delicious burger, it's got shit pouring out of it.
Yeah, and
I
it's
don't
raw.
want shit pouring out of my food.
And they're like, yeah, we didn't cook it all the way through. I'm like, that's bad. You cooked the burger.
Who asked for eggs?
I like eggs on a burger. They're good. They're actually really good.
I like it.
Yeah, but not at a baseball game.
No,
Not at a baseball game,
This
no.
is I'm going to dinner. you
Yeah,
know?
I'm going to dinner.
I'm at the pickle barrel.
Yeah.
Do you have a plate
And I'm
under
going to
you?
sleep after because this is going to be exhausting, this burger.
Yeah, you're going to have lighter
Stupid.
pants covered in grease and yolk.
There's a $25,000 version. It comes with a limited edition World Series ring.
Like,
You're not buying the burger.
you could just as easily give that money to the person next to you and just leave the stadium immediately. Like, what are you doing?
I don't know.
What are you
burger?
doing?
I don't know.
I don't know.
If you chop it up, it looks good.
Oh, man. We got a list from Sportsnet Stats. Just came in.
Okay, and then we're wrapping it after this.
Jesse, I hadn't read it. You read it. Did I get it? What we got? Just read them.
I got to check your list.
Oh, man. I remember my list.
We were going to go out on a high, boys. Not now. Here we go. Come on. Come on.
Steve did it.
Yeah! Well, let's go. Well
There
done.
you go,
Let's
Reddit.
It was worth the huffing
Steve
and the
did it.
puffing. It was
He
great.
got them all. Their list did include 2013 Boston. Steve nailed it. Unbelievable. Reddit, there you go.
Well done,
Dangle
buddy.
can,
Well done.
as you said.
I'm impressed.
Sportsnet Stats. Sportsnet Stats. That's unreal.
Wow.
I'm so proud. I'm so screw you. We are ending on a high.
We are. Fire it, Jesse. Let's do it. Fire that extra. Okay, so look out for a brand new CJ show tomorrow. He said yesterday, or on the Monday show, he's like, hey, it's a month till the playoffs, and I almost drove off the road. We're already there. It's coming. I'm excited. We'll see you on Friday.
The Steve Dangle Podcast. Follow the guys on Twitter at Steve_Dangle, at Adam WYLDE, and at Jesse Blake. Connection complete.